is WrestleCon here in New York City with the legendary voice of wrestling, Gary Michael Capetta, ring announcer, WCW, Mid-Atlantic, you name it, WWE. I mean, you've been everywhere across the globe. Talk to us right now.
You can't get away from me, you know what I mean? No matter how hard you try, you go on YouTube, AWA, NWA, Ring of Honor, you can't, I'm the curse. I'm the curse of wrestling, I guess.
No, it's certainly a blessing in many ways. And I know that your voice, when you would ring announce competitors out to the ring, it really captured people. And I think that's so important for being an announcer. And that's what we try to learn in our craft as well.
You know what the secret is? If you're a fan, that comes through. You can't fake that. So that when I was giving you a rousing introduction of whichever wrestler it was because I was excited.
Right.
I've always been a fan, and that's the secret sauce.
Yeah. How did you get started in ring announcing?
I had no intention, never had a public speaking course, never had any kind of announcing course. They didn't have an announcer one night. I volunteered, and that was it.
Wow.
And
so the rest is history, right?
Yeah, 40 years later, here we are.
Right. And you've done so many matches. Your voice is on so many moments in wrestling. For whether it was a Ric Flair match, a Steamboat Classic. What was it? If you look back now, what would you think is that pinnacle moment for you to describe this?
I break it down to decades because for decades I've been involved. One was when I was with the WWF. It was Superstar Billy Graham when he was the champion, and Bruno Sammartino was coming back for his title.
In the 70s.
Yes,
yeah.
I was the house announcer for the WWF in Philadelphia at the Spectrum. 3 months in a row, 19,500 people, sold out. That was, like a series of 3 matches. Move into the 89-90, and it was the Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, 3 matches in Chicago, in Nashville, and in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I knew at the time you could just feel the importance of that. And one of the nights, I guess it was the last one in Nashville. I don't know whether you remember, but there were the 3 judges.
Yep.
Pat O'Connor, Terry Funk, Lou Thez. The greats,
There.
So it was, so those are the 2 series of matches that I always point to.
And, we mentioned just a second ago, being a former Pro Wrestling Illustrated freelancer and intern myself, your personalized copy of Stu Sachs was actually given to me as a gift, which was awesome because they'd already read it and had a chance to go through that. And when you write books and look back on your story, and you look where wrestling is today, sports entertainment, what's changed the most, you think?
Well, it depends on which promotion we're talking about. We're so fortunate today that we have so many different alternatives. If you're talking about WWE, they're looking for a different feel. They're looking for more of a festival experience, not so much a dirty kind of dragged down kind of match.
Right.
Even though, they talk that way. If you go to see one of their live shows, half of the show is the guys and gals taking selfies on the way to the ring, and then wrestling is like a little bit of it. They don't even announce the main events or the matches in advance. So it's just a whole different feel. Nobody does what they do better than they do. But, there are different. Ring of Honor, which I had done the backstage interviewing for. It's more of my style of wrestling. It harkens, even though it's really today and really current and really cool, they stick with the tradition of wrestling, and wrestling holds. And
that's important. Obviously, it's so important. The nostalgia, the classics, everything like that.
It depends on what you're looking for. Whatever you're looking for, it's out there. And I always say that the stars of tomorrow are in the indies. So it's important for all of us to support independent wrestling.
Right on. Gary Michael Capetta, and I know Howard Finkel is certainly one of the great announcers, and his health has been tough lately.
My regards. Howard is a wonderful, wonderful man, and my regards to him. I hope he stays strong.
Yeah, you two guys, your voices really etched in the fabric of time. Gary Michael Capetta, right here in New York City. Any final thoughts for everybody watching on WrestlingInc.com?
Thanks so much, for all the support through the years, even in my post full-time announcing career. I love coming to these kinds of conventions, talking to people from all over the world, and then sharing a little bit of what the wrestling that I was involved in meant to them. That just fills my heart.
Well, Gary, thank you so much for
appreciate
taking the
it.
time for us. Thank you. Gary Michael Capetta, the voice of wrestling, WrestlingInc.com. We'll see you soon.